It feels good to be part of your morning. You're welcome to Enterprise Morning, reaching you from the economic hub of Nigeria, Lagos. This is Enterprise Television, and I am Henry Igwebike. In a bit, we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see all that we have for you this morning, and right after that will be, conversation also for today. So while we get everything all sorted out for you, we implore you to be part of our community, join our tribe, and have a say in what we say. We're always available at enterprisetvnews.com, and also like, comment, and follow us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. With me today in the studios to do justice to all that we have this morning are legal luminaries, Barrister Van Sofeli, Barrister Law and Public Affairs Analyst, and Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, Barrister at Law and also Public Affairs Commentator. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Beautiful. All right, let's kickstart our day with the Force Daily, coming from the Daily Trust newspaper. And the big story here says Borno flood. Over 30 confirmed dead, 1 million affected. And also the writer there says a food shortage hits on Maiduguri, 719 rescued from rooftop trees. And on the top strip of the same newspaper, we have Afenifere, Gani Adams criticized Tinubu over hardship. But most importantly, on the bottom strip of the same newspaper, we have only 32 officers policing 200 villages in Katsina, and that's coming from Ratha. And we have it exclusively here that the governor of Katsina State, Diko Ratha, says that despite the gravity of insecurity in his state, a police station in a local government area has only 5 functional guns. Katsina has 34 LGAs, but Mr. Ratha did not mention the name of the particular one when he spoke during an interview with DW House Service on Tuesday. Gentlemen, we're speaking of insecurity, gross ineptitude in our security architecture. Now, let's not forget the budget for police in Nigeria 2024 is 935 billion naira. Yeah. And we have villages only controlled by 32 officers. Why do we have such loophole?
Well, that is a clear indication that we're not fighting the war against terror. We're not. It's quite very clear given these statistics. Now, it takes a governor to voice out. It takes someone with immunity to say this kind of a thing. No local government chairman will tell you that, or lawmaker, or minister representing that state will say that. So the government all the while have been paying lip service to the issue of insecurity in the country. And that is exactly the manifestation of that. Tell me why a state with 32 local government, in one local government you have 5 functional guns. And in one of the local government, he also said that you have 32 police officers in one of the local governments. Yeah. Now you now have 5 functional guns. Okay, so how are you going to confront bandits that are using funds that they procure from selling gold? They have so much disposable income with them, so they're able to overrun the state. That was why the former governor could not stay in the state. You remember, he cried out to the public, asking for support. Okay, so all the while we've been saying, the federal government is trying, they should deploy more soldiers. They are doing nothing. They are doing nothing because police will take care of internal security. They are not empowered. Even the army, they are not empowered. Don't be surprised that you also don't have enough functional materials to combat the crime. So is government part of the bandits? That's the question we should ask this morning and answer.
Is government part of the bandits?
Yes, because if
is this supposed to be a metaphor?
It's a question.
Okay.
It's a question because you know how much Buhari took as loan to confront insecurity in the country. Okay, I know that the 900-something billion you're talking about. I know budget is a statement of intention, but the question is how much of that 900 have been released? Sometimes you look at it. 70 or 80% would have been released already. And the performance is nothing to write home about. So those funds, who took those funds? The National Security Advisor have questions to answer. the Minister for Defense have questions to answer. Okay, the army, the police, and all the service chiefs, they all have questions to answer. So why have we not summoned them and possibly put them to trial or force them to resign and prosecute them for this ineptitude, for what is going on in the country? And that Katsina state, as we speak, is completely an ungoverned space. It's not governed by anyone.
True.
And not be surprised, this governor speaking, maybe speaking from Abuja. You understand?
Yeah,
so the people are helpless, they donate their allegiance to you. And the only thing you do is to abandon them. So what kind of a country is that? What kind of a country is that? And that place is a rich spot of the country where you have a lot of, that is where the former, the past president of the country came from.
Exactly, because that's actually what I wanted to ask. Most importantly, that's the home state of our past president, Muhammad Buhari. When this is this bad in the home state of a past leader, what do you think is the level of the gravity to insecurity in that region? President Tunji?
Yeah, that is to tell you that for those who are always talking about ethnic sentiment, it must be our person, it's our tongue, it's this and that. That is to show you that the fact that your person is there, it will not make your state or whatever you are more better than other states. President Jonathan was in office for how many years? 6 years. I don't know how far that is true. I was told that time that they don't even have a pipe of water.
There's none.
It's true, very true.
Yeah. There's
no road into the whole village.
They don't have good roads, and it's from that place. So it's a confirmation that, look, for those who are always talking about our person must be given the opportunity, it is done. It is not a guarantee.
So as a politician, what do you think is the cause?
Yes. He was there for how many years? Ota Road that leads to, you even have a company there or a farm there.
He has a university there too.
And it wasn't fixed. So what I'm saying is that look, somebody has said it, that if they explain Nigeria to you and you seem to understand Nigeria, that means that person did not explain very well. You will hear government come out and tell you they spend so amount of money on buying what's it called? What they buy for our
Tucano jets and all.
Yes,
Tucano jets
and other equipment required by the soldier. And the funny part of it, where we get it wrong or sometimes, is that we deceive ourselves. Those who are in charge now, the service chiefs, the police officer, whatever, when you call them down, they talk to them and they'll say they have everything. That they've been given everything they needed.
That they're on top of the situation.
That they have enough equipment. This government has done well. They've never enjoyed any. When they leave tomorrow, a week after, they will tell you and say, this is why we have problems. There was no this, there was no that, there was no this and that and that.
So
we don't speak truth to power. Even the government that's lamenting, he has a blame. He collects security, what's it called? Vote every month. Some states, I can't confirm it, but some states they said they collect as high as 700 million monthly. What are they doing? If the federal government is not buying ammunition or whatever they say, can't he support?
But that's what he's saying now.
Can't he support? He can support.
That's what he's saying. That he's going to buy rifles.
Is it today? Is it today?
No, at least he is speaking.
Why did he not?
Why they are not talking?
Yeah, I know. It's not about talking. We can talk. Everybody can talk. We've been talking for years. Everybody, even about talk, I tell you that thing he said will have ended where he said it. What I was expecting him to do was to bring those things and say, we have acquired this because we notice this, we notice that, we notice, But you just come, you see a problem, you just come and tell us what we know. Just like ordinary Nigeria. It do not help us. You are also in charge. Even though he doesn't have the full power in terms of a commander in chief or whatever of the state. He doesn't have the full autonomy to control them. But yet, he has some power. He has power to do certain things. So I don't expect our governors to come and start lamenting like ordinary Nigerians. They have the authority to do things. If things are not working well, you have realized that when you are launching those things, or when you are providing those things, when it has been provided already, you cannot say, I did this because of this or this or that. But don't just come and tell me and say, this is the thing and this is what we're going to do. You have not done anything.
But the answer,
so
yes, because I actually wanted to ask, the answer an average Nigerian wants to know is, what is the cause of this? Why would someone consciously want to implode his community? Why do you think so? Especially you are a politician
For
yourself.
selfish interest. For selfish interest, you know. People are making money from it. People are benefiting from it. You, exactly for instance, we are not sincere. That is the point I'm making. We are not sincere to ourselves. The Savara State, the current minister of what's it called now? Matawale is from which state?
It's from
Savara State.
For defense.
Yeah.
He was alleged of romancing with this Tuji they are looking for now, some other bandit, while he was in government. And the same person is now made minister of defense. So we don't even if he's qualified, even if that allegation was wrong, having been alleged, although it should not be put in that kind of institution. It should not be put in that kind of position where people will see whatever he's doing as maybe he was part of them. So but we are in a country where we just do things in the interest of politics or for purpose of he's my friend, or I know him very I need to, or he helped me during the election, I must compensate him. So what I'm saying is that there is no sincerity in our game. Those in government are not sincere. They sometimes you see a crime being committed somewhere. Those in authority will be doing something somewhere, and when those people now left, they will now come.
All right.
So what I'm saying is that we need to be more sincere in dealing with issues here. If we truly want what's it called? I do not believe that these people are powerful than us, or they have more money than the country in acquiring this thing that we say that we're lacking.
All right. We've never had it this bad. During the military era, dark era. Of course, there were crimes here and there, pockets here and there, but it wasn't this bad. Do you think we need to redefine what we call democracy?
Well, we need to redefine what you call democracy, because if you look at the components and particles of democracy, when we're taught then in school about the features of democracy, it is people-driven and people-oriented. That democracy becomes the government that hands over power to the people, and that the people dictate sovereignty, the people dictate legitimacy, the people dictate the direction of governance by submitting their allegiance to authority for representation, and in return, by social contract theory, get the dividend of democracy. Okay? So all we've had from 1999 till date is a shadow of that. It has never been practical. It has never been, you cannot hold on to these principles that were taught about democracy as we practice it or as presently constituted in Nigeria. Okay? Now we are talking about a state, a sub-sovereign overrun, a sub-sovereign conquered, a sub-sovereign ungoverned. That's what we're talking about today. And it is shameful because the sovereign itself have failed ostensibly to protect the sub-sovereign.
Yes. So don't you think that is enough reason to possibly declare a state of emergency?
It is enough reason, but the person who is constitutionally empowered to declare the state of emergency or to resign or to get impeached will not do that because of the kind of politics we practice in Nigeria. It is not politics of direction. It is politics of visionlessness. It is politics of backwardness. So you have this kind of situation ongoing. A lot of persons have accused the federal government for being complicit because they have a hand in the insurgency or the crisis that is going on within that axis. A lot of persons have indicted the federal government, and the federal government have not been able to exonerate itself from those issues because they have not even, taken proper steps to ensure that every territory that belongs to it at the center is protected. That is why you have 32 policemen in a state, a whole state with 5 guns. Okay, how can we even explain this to our children? That we're protecting them in a state with 2 policemen with 5 guns. I don't know where we're going to. But you see, this is an implosion. The people are not even doing enough. I mean, we've not even started protest.
You mean the citizenry?
Yes, we've not started protest. What we're doing is saying hunger. See, hunger is one level. Hunger is one level. Safety is a higher cost.
Very true.
That we must hold government accountable to. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You cannot have a government so irresponsible. And then like Dr. Shomi said, that they said the president does not sleep at night because he thinks about Nigeria and is working about Nigeria. Shomi said that if this is what we are getting, and the president, because the president does not sleep, that the president better sleep.
He should as well sleep.
Yes. That is better sleeping all day. Because what we have is a colossal damage.
Right.
And in the mix of that, the federal government is still profligate, is spending money recklessly, acquiring unnecessary items, not addressing insecurity, and all that. So at the end of the day, you just discover that the government is not serious.
All right. Now, looking at how debased the democracy we practice is currently, do you think it's ever possible to, go back to a clean slate, a clean canvas, like we had it in 1999? Do you think it's ever possible?
Yeah, I have already said it time with that, and I'll be saying it again, that I don't believe we are practicing democracy. We are only practicing civilian rule. Civilian rule is what we're doing. Democracy is not this. Democracy does not allow, does not make the government in power or the rules in government above, does not give them authority. When I say authority here, I'm talking about thinking that, look, whatever we think we want to do must be what people must accept. It is just like you said, people dictate the direction of government. Whatever you want to do must be in line with the interests of the people. So, as far as I'm concerned, we're not doing that very well now. So, until we all change our attitude, as we are running today, I tell you, it will be very difficult, if not impossible, for us to even get a better government in this country.
So, which means implosion is imminent.
Because I'm surprised that when Baba Buhari, when the Jonathan was there, we say it was bad. We thought Buhari would do well. He came and then he could become more a disaster. In fact, I said it on TV that this government that is coming, I know they may not do much well than what the PDP administration did that time, but they will do far. In fact, I even said 1,000 better than what the President Buhari did. But today, people are even asking us to go back to Buhari.
Prefer Buhari. Yes. That's very, very so funny, but truly unfortunate. But let's get to the Guardian newspaper, and still same old security in Nigeria, or lack of it. Policing, that's a big story here. Amid lean resources, federal government spend 131 billion subsidizing VIPs protection yearly. And also on the bottom strip of the same newspaper, we have bureaucracy, how not to promote child adoption policy. And also we have it that Obaseki downbeats on signing peace accord as Edo global tension heightens. Now let's take a look at Edo once again. It's one issue after another. Obaseki having one or two issue with the IGP. Of course, we started with the Commissioner of Police, which he said was complicit to what he described as ganging up against the PDP. But of course, saying he is not going to be party to signing the peace accord, don't you think that is dangerous? Let me start with you, President Van.
It's not going to be party to sign the peace accord. It's an indication that he possibly does not want peace during and after the election, before, during and after the election, because he has been accused on several occasions that he's not going to be allowed to leave the state the moment he hands over power, because they have too much evidence of corruption and embezzlement.
Who is saying this now?
The police.
The police?
Yeah, the police was there. The video is all over.
Is the police, do they have the rights to do such, is it in their policy to do that, or the EFCC?
No,
who should investigate crimes against?
The police have a section, they have a section on fraud units. They have a special fraud unit. They have jurisdiction. What you call EFCC today was carved out of.
Oh, okay, it's a subset.
It was carved out from special fraud unit, and one of the head of police, Lamode, was redeployed to one of the head of the EFCC was redeployed to the special fraud unit before he and all that. So now what I'm saying is that police have a right, okay, to do that. EFCC have authority to do that. But upon arrest, both arms can come together and transfer to one arm for prosecution. It's not anything different. EFCC is police. That's what it is. Just specialized on economic and financial crimes. So it is not right for him to say that, because even though the peace accord is not, it's something that came out from the willingness of politicians to give room for peace and tranquility during electioneering, which they don't keep to, by the way. You understand? They are still going to overrun that, because it was in this country that Yahya Bello signed peace accord with his second term. And it was in that election we saw a helicopter, flashing, pouring hot water on people and all that, and shooting all over and all. People killed. One of the woman leader in that state for the PDP was burnt to death inside her house. She was put in a locked and she was burnt. We saw it in this country, you understand? So this peace accord thing is just one protocol that politicians just fly around. They are not going to keep to it. But it is important that people sign, okay? So that when they go outside it, they can be properly, reprimanded for doing so. But if a governor says not going to be part of it, I see it as an indictment. I see that it's not good enough, because we've seen that the people who pioneer, who midwife this, are the Council of State, past presidents. I think Abu Salami used to be the one who that role is assigned to ensure that in every election you have people sign for that. So a governor should make himself available for any cause, any project that will advance the polity.
Very true.
So if you're not saying you're not going to be part of it, well, there may be no law binding you to be part of it as a matter of necessity. There may be no law, because people have argued that peace accord should be incorporated into our laws and made mandatory. But it's not yet there. You understand? Since it's not yet there.
Someone said if Tinubu didn't even sign, if Tinubu himself wasn't part of it at some point,
yes.
So why would any other person equally?
I have a different view.
Yeah, please
let me just add this last one. Even if you sign, even if you sign as a governor, as whatever, and anything turn out, you still have that immunity, depending on when he drops the gun. And after election, is he going to be there 3 months before he hands over? You understand?
With due respect, I have a different view.
Okay, please.
From what he said. And also, I said with due respect again to the peace committee, because they are men of that we call a state, what they call them, state elder statement.
Okay, elder statements of the state.
But for me, I don't even that peace committee or whatever. It's not necessary.
It's sham.
It's not. It's not necessary. It doesn't have any force of law.
It doesn't.
It cannot. If we fail to abide by the terms you sign, they can't do anything. And anyway, and for us to even say let's put it in law, are we saying we don't have law against breach of peace? Are we saying there is no law when you commit crime during election?
We already have existing law.
So I don't even see reason why it should be. Yes, what they should be doing is to just to appeal to them. Though coming to say come and sign. When we see after signing, we see what happens. And I want to say Governor Basheki, I'm totally in support of what he said.
Okay, you're totally in support of what he said. Is it because you
are? You need to look at what reason why he said what he said.
Yeah, because
he didn't just say, look. He said, look, it's a protest to the peace committee that if you truly want peace in this country and in this election, the police who are supposed to be the what's it called, to provide this peace, I was talking about it, if I thought there was going to be a bit of peace, they already taking side.
Exactly, very true. Because I actually wanted to ask you, his statement was reactionary, right? Knowing that just yesterday, the commissioner of police actually kidnapped, right, some PDP, stole the state and took them to Abuja.
Most of the members have been arrested.
Yeah.
and they have not been taken to court and tried for months.
Yes.
That the commissioner of police has been just been transferred to Edo State now as a link with people who are enemy of the state in terms of PDP, enemy of state in quotes. They made reference to the former governor of Rivers State, the now minister of FCT. That is a very close friend of him. That is they link him to the president as well. So that is a plan to. So the police came and say, look, if people commit crime, we have the right to arrest them. Yes, that is a law. Then when you arrest, what did law say? Law says you must take them to court within 24 hours or at most 48 hours. When were they arrested? When you say there are issues on ground, when there are allegations as to who committed, you have picked all the people you say you arrested are from just one party, and they are members of the party, and they know they are strong. Why they are not taking them to court is probably because they know that, look, they don't have a case. They just want to kill them pending when the election will be over. So it's not saying, look, when we are already seeing the handwriting that some people are planning against us, and then you want us to come and sign. So when they want to execute that plan, we are not trying to reform. You will now say, as a you sign peace agreement. They will not sign. Now, want them to sign. Let them go and tell the police to do the right thing. Now, the right thing is that take them to court.
Beautiful. One of the claims Obaseki made was that the Commissioner of Police stopped the functions of the local vigilante group in the state, and that the police command has no right to do that. Do you think under our law the Nigerian police has right to say a security outfit, of course, that does so well in protecting the community should abruptly stop working because election is close by?
The Commissioner of Police, is in charge with the administration of securing the Nigerian state, whether villages, local government, state government. The Commissioner of Police have rights to dictate what happens in civil society as long as it's within the country. Okay? Even when they form vigilantes, they register with the police. You know that. And the conduct of the vigilantes and their practices must be in conformity with laid down regulations.
Very true.
In some places, the police come to train vigilantes. In the north, then in Adamawa and Maiduguri, Borno State, there's this joint task force. Some natives who know the Boko Haram, they work together with the army, the soldiers, and they were very useful. They brought intelligence, they know, and all that. Policing cannot work in isolation. You must have people who will run shows with, or they provide information. That's why they say when you see something, you say something. But once you set up a vigilante, and then you now begin to use them for political purpose or purposes, you understand? You will have a situation where the IGP may want to clamp down on them.
But that is not alleged, right? That is not.
That clamp down. You see why you are worried that clamp down is not been done in other states.
Yes, so I'm not saying that's the case.
And I'm not saying, and it's not correct that they are using them for political purposes. They've been working before now.
Hold on. I didn't say that.
And I'm not saying also that they have the right to interfere in the election.
Let me what I'm saying. I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I didn't say that in that state they are using them for political purpose. I say when you use them for political purpose.
Okay.
I'm not saying
if eventually they are used for.
Because let me also tell you that the police sometimes they are also very complicit when they take sides. When they take side on a matter, they begin to use their power by law to oppress the other side, to want to stop or escalate or to destroy whatever. During the election, we'll see it now.
So, do you think that's what's happening in
this analysis is dispassionate.
Okay.
I don't need to tell you that that's what is happening in the state. That's not what is happening. I'm telling you that there are cases where even during elections, we have seen cases during the election where police carry ballot box.
Very true.
We've seen cases you were covering the end bad governance protest.
Yeah.
You saw something on tours. You went to me. You told us.
Yes.
That you went to meet the policeman and you complained bitterly to him that this is what is going on. and the policeman did not answer.
Very true.
Why didn't he answer? Why? So he tell you that sometimes they get complicit. Sometimes they're not even interested in the assignment. They are just there to show that they were present. You understand? So all this put them together is the reason why you are going to have this. When the police IG have no such right to tie itself up with the government in power and begin to execute based on instruction from politicians. It's supposed to execute from the standpoint of security, what is going on. But when they collect money, they turn against opposition.
You see, we are not. The thing is that I will not be surprised if this current IGP or whoever that takes side with the government in power. I will not be surprised. A government that gave you when you were
its extension, of course, is 3 years ahead.
Supposed to go and arrest at home. They say they went and amend law just because of you. Do you think that IGP will not do whatever that person is looking for? Do you and that is the fear they are saying now. Look, this police will come and say, we are protecting all of you. Meanwhile, they have a game plan. And that's what they are saying, that look, we are not seeing police being fair here. We have not been having free and fair election in Nigeria because those security agencies have not been doing their job. If they have been fair, they've been acting fairly, we will have free and fair election in this country. But because they compromise, just like you said. And that's what. So for me, I will not blame the governor for saying I will not go and sign anything. When you already know that this is the way they are going, you just want to go and nail yourself and say sign it. They've already planned. So I was expecting those peace makers to intervene and say, look, why have you not charged them to court? Why are you holding them to? For me, I don't see fair and fair election where police are taking side. And for me now, they are already taking side in Edo State. And in not only in Edo State, in any other state that we have APC in charge, that's what they do these days. And that's what happened in Kogi State that time election. That was not an election in Kogi State. That was not an election in a different state, even though it was a PDP.
There was no election in Kogi State.
Yes, there was no election, and the election stood. We saw it openly. We saw police assisting them. We saw them come with the police vehicles.
Yes, police was supervising the mayhem.
And we saw somebody who was in power saying ta 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 ta. Nothing happened. Nobody asked questions. So we are used to that part of the thing, pattern in this country, where those in government will use it. And this one is not even is even worse because those other ones, those in the presidents are even pretending not to be interested in any of the parties. But this current government is not pretending.
So does it mean that the chief security officer portfolio of governors is just superficial?
If you are going to tell us the truth, the IGP is taking side.
It's taking sides with the APC.
Yes. It's taking side.
Well, I actually wanted to ask. So where does the portfolio of chief security officer of a governor? What is that very superficial?
Well, you know. See, we have summarized this scenario. Our politics is politics of survival, and it's wrong. Just like the Attorney General of the Federation now, he's supposed to be an Attorney General of the Federation. In fact, he's supposed to even conduct himself in such a way that he will ensure that government policies conform with the law, and his duty is to protect the citizens, not to be Attorney General of the President, Attorney General of the Federation. But that office has been abused. The same thing, the office of the IGP is abused because, okay, look at what is going on. You are using policemen to arrest protesters. You are using DSS to arrest journalists, to pick them up anywhere you see them, and then you keep them. You don't charge them to court. You don't do anything, and even when you charge them, you bring the wrong charge. You are talking about treasonable felony and all that. You bring the wrong charge. You are throwing felony all over the place under the civilian rule. So, these people who should pretend over public offices must be retrained. And this country, if they don't want this country to collapse, they need to get people who can be objective, who can be men and women of their own, who can apply the law the way it should be. Why should the police be tending towards a particular direction when it's supposed to be neutral supposed to be an umpire to protect society? So that is the reason why you see people protesting this way. A governor is just protesting and saying, I'm not going to sign. Even when you know that to sign a signature or to cooperate with the process is what will advance democracy. But if that is being abused, and then you are still forcing the person to do what he ought to do, Protest, that is what is going on.
Very true.
Not only him, the governor of Katsina said that's protest.
Yeah, very true. All right, we can't say this enough when it comes to insecurity in our states and in our nation, Nigeria. It's such a complex matter. But of course, we hope that we would, of course, have a time when everywhere will be okay and Nigerians will see signs and see reasons to call themselves true Nigerians. This is just about the size of our segment today. We'd love to say thank you to Pastor Fasofeli for being part of our show, Pastor Tunji Abdulhamid. Thank you also for being part. Possibly both gentlemen will be here to take us on our main conversation also for today, but that is when we return. Court grants 100 million naira bail to 10 protesters detained during the hashtag End Bad Governance supporters. That in a beat, please don't go anywhere.